last week's episode and this week's TESOL topic. Next on HopewellTESOL. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! At HopewellTESOL, it is our mission to help English teachers become better at teaching English and to supply English language teachers with enough basic TESOL knowledge to confidently enroll in an English language teaching certificate program, should they choose to. Now, my friends, I emphasize the word basic because the topics I cover on HopewellTESOL are huge, and I want to keep these videos pretty short. So we are really just scratching the surface with each topic. Last week, we talked about methodology. I gave you a lot of information. So let's summarize methodology one more time with these 3 new terms, coined by Richards and Rogers. Shout out Richards and Rogers. Shout out Richards and Rogers. Approach. This is your teaching philosophy. Your beliefs about the nature of language. Your beliefs about how languages are learned. Design. This is your preparation, your plan, and your strategy. This is about curriculum, the rules of the classroom, kinds of activities, the lesson objectives, the materials chosen, and the content. And finally, procedure. This is the doing, the action in the classroom. This is about classroom resources, equipment, techniques, and management strategies. So what is today's TESOL topic? Today's TESOL topic is methodology. What? Methodology. Yes. Why? We did methodology. Well, because we have some unfinished business with methodology. How so? Well, today we're going to talk about common activities that teachers do with their students when they use one or more of the 5 most common methods. So this is about activities? Yes. Oh, okay, cool, useful. Okay, so let's talk about those activities. Tell me if any of these activities sound familiar. First is GTM. Let's look at 2 common activities. Translation of literary passages, or famous songs, or famous movie scenes. Students choose passages, songs, or movie scenes and translate them directly into their first language, word for word into their first language. Then they can do comprehension questions about these passages, songs, or movie scenes. Remember, this is grammar translation method, so the entire class will be conducted in the student's first language. Very little of the target language is going to be used when communicating. There's no need to speak entirely in the target language. Also, in grammar translation, there's a lot of vocabulary work. Teachers and students will talk about antonyms, a word that's opposite in meaning to another, like cold or hot, bad or good, or synonyms, words that mean the same thing as another word, like easy and simple, cold and chilly. This is a lot of direct translation. One word in the target language being translated to one word in the native language. Next is direct method. This is a lot of conversation practice. If you've taken an English class with a native English teacher, you've probably done a lot of direct method. First, the teacher explains new vocabulary using visual aids and demonstrations. Then the teacher might write some examples of new grammar forms on the board. So now we've got some new vocabulary and some new grammar. Then the teacher simply asks students questions and the students try to answer those questions. The point is that only the target language is used. For example, teacher, what is your favorite food? Student, my favorite food is pizza. Teacher, is your favorite food pasta? Student, no, my favorite food is not pasta. Question, answer, question, answer. Then students could get into pairs and ask each other the same or similar questions. Also, in direct method, we could do dictation with comprehension questions. The teacher plays the audio or the audio and video of a conversation, and the students write down what they hear. Now, teachers, be sure to go slowly and stop the video or audio at least at the end of each sentence. Then the teacher could ask comprehension questions about the conversation that the students just listened to. Now, teachers, don't forget to give students some context about the conversation that they're about to listen to. Like who is talking, roughly what they're talking about, and where the conversation is taking place. The point is to do everything in the target language. The students are listening to a conversation in the target language. The teacher is asking questions in the target language. The students are answering questions in the target language. Everything is done in the target language. No native language allowed. Next is audio-lingual method. Listen and repeat. Now there are so many ways you can do this. We could start with tongue twisters. This builds speaking articulation. For example, Sally sells seashells by the seashore. Ooh, that's pretty good. That's my first try. One take, Jake. Sally sells seashells by the seashore. Sally sells seashells by the seashore. Sally sells seashells by the seashore. Whoa. She sells seashells. Now that's harder. Sally's easier. She sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore. Ooh. Now that's funny and difficult, but it's not so useful. Students will probably never need to use a sentence like that. So maybe we could get students to say more plausible sentences. And maybe we could get them to work on their pronunciation with different sounds, like R and L. A lot of students have trouble with this. How about Rick left the right light on? Rick left the right light on. R and L. Rick, R, left, L, the, right, R, light, L, on. Rick left the right light on. That's possible. A student might have to say that, or something similar to that. But it's difficult, and it's good practice for R's and L's. And maybe the students will have fun doing it. Who knows? Maybe. And next, audio-lingual method always has a lot of drilling. Transformation drills, substitution drills. There are so many ways to drill, and this is one. First, write a few sentences on the board that give examples of correct subject-verb agreement. For example, I eat pizza, he eats pizza, we eat pizza, she eats pizza. Teacher says the sentence, I eat pizza. Students repeat, I eat pizza. Then comes the modification. Teacher says, I eat pizza, he. Students say, he eats pizza. Teacher says, he eats pizza, we. Students say, we eat pizza. This drilling is meant to build automatic responses. And if you do it over and over and over again, as you're supposed to do in audio-lingual method, you will probably build students who can give you automatic responses, hopefully with correct pronunciation, correct grammar, and correct vocabulary. Next is total physical response. Now, total physical response is supposed to be a no-stress way of teaching English, usually for children. So a great game we could play is called charades. First, you demonstrate. Angry, happy, sad. Many times, over and over and over. Then you ask the students to act out the word you are saying. You say angry, they should make angry faces. You say sad, they should make sad faces. You say happy, they should make happy faces. There's no stress to speak, and they can have fun just acting out the word. Congratulations, your students just learned the words angry, happy, and sad, and they didn't even have to speak. This is working on their listening skills, their motor skills, their comprehension skills, their vocabulary skills, and they think it's a game. Hello, sweet. Another good TPR game to play is Simon Says. This is just a mimicking game. Simon Says. Why Simon? I don't know. Any name is okay. Chris says, Kyungmi says, Youngji says. The teacher, Chris, tells the students to do an action, but they can only do it if the teacher says, Chris says. Huh? What? Huh? Example. Chris says, sit down. Students sit down. Okay. Chris says, stand up. Students stand up. Okay. Turn around. Students turn around. No, not okay. I didn't say, Chris says, turn around. That's the game Simon Says. Now, if a student makes a mistake, they are out of the game. You can keep going until one student remains, and that student is the winner. So students listen and follow instructions, and they learn English without the stress of having to speak. TPR, total physical response. And last is CLT, or communicative language teaching. A common CLT activity is information gap, where one or more students are missing certain information they need to solve a problem or complete a task. So they have to communicate with other students in order to get the information they need. One example is picture drawing. Student A has a picture. Student B can't see the picture. Student A describes the picture to student B only using the target language. Student B must draw the picture based only on student A's description. Then student B must guess what the picture is. I often do this lesson with facial features. First, I teach the parts of the face: ears, nose, eyes, chin, cheeks. Then I teach how to describe these parts: blue eyes, wide nose, pointy ears, chubby cheeks. Then I give student A a picture of a famous person. Then student A describes the famous person to student B. Student B must draw a picture of this famous person according to student A's description. When the description and the picture is finished, student B must guess who the famous person is. Ooh, exciting. It always works. Students love that. And last is think, pair, share. Very easy to do. This is a good way to start a discussion. First, you ask the students a question. It could be any random question. What's your favorite holiday and why? Or it could be about something the students just read. Do you think Romeo and Juliet will be together in the end? No, I don't. Then students think about their answers individually, maybe for 5-10 minutes. They make some notes. Then they get a partner and ask their partner the same question that the teacher asked. What's your favorite holiday and why? Do you think Romeo and Juliet will be together in the end? Now the students have thought about the question and they're ready to answer it. Now the students have thought about the answer to the question and they're ready to answer it out loud. Then after students talk to their partners, everyone could come together and have a full class discussion because they've already practiced their answer, so they're good at saying it, which builds confidence. Or the students could walk around the classroom, or the students could walk around the class randomly asking everyone the same question. It's a great way to make everyone communicate together. This is really about communication in the target language. Now guys, these are just a few examples of the activities you can do with the 5 most common methods. There are so many more, so we definitely can't cover them all, but I think we covered some good ones. Okay, teachers, I hope this episode showed you the kinds of in-class activities that are possible when you use one or more of the 5 most common methods. If indeed you did find this episode useful, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And I'll see you next week for another episode of HopewellTESOL. And remember, if you want it to go well, you gotta hope well.
Feels so good to